What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're predicting the fixtures for Irish League Game Week 2. A couple of big games in this week. Let's get into the predictions. First game of the weekend, Friday night, Glentoran versus Crusaders. This will be a scrappy match at the Oval. Mick McDermott against Stephen Baxter. I'm going to go for a 2-0 with Conor McManaman, and I'm going to go Reece Marshall with the goal as well. It should be a good game. Glens obviously drawn down with Larne. Wasn't a great start, but it's a decent result away from home. But Cruz, it was a good win. 5-1 at Dungannon. It's Dungannon. I don't know why they're raving about it, but result 5-1 against Dungannon. But I think Glens have a strong enough team to start competing for the league, but under their management, there's not a chance they have anywhere near enough to win the league. But my predictions video will be coming out next week. Be ready for some good predictions, some ropey predictions. Then back onto the game. The next game, my team right there, Clinwell against Carrick at Solitude. 3 o'clock kickoff. I'm praying for a 3-1 win with Curtis Allen scoring for Carrick, and I think Joe Gormley, Jamie McDonough and Ronan Doherty will score. We don't have to speak about Coleraine last week. It was a bad result. We all know it was a bad result, but as we seen last season, we just know we Clinwell are a way better team than last week's show. Carrick got a good result, or not a really good result actually, getting beat 2-1 by Newry. Newry obviously newly promoted, you should be getting beat by them, but hopefully a win to start off the season at home. Last week was, I don't think anybody was happy with the performance last week. It wasn't the greatest, but hopefully a positive team change tomorrow. Maybe no Tally, even though I like Tally, but not many other fans do. Maybe hopefully another change in the starting team will be Ronan Doherty has to start for me. Ronan Doherty wins Clinwell games. I've said it before, he's the best CDM at the club. One of the best midfielders at the club. Hopefully a better performance overall from the defence. Just worked out last week. Apparently a sold out crowd at Solitude tomorrow as well, which will be good for the atmosphere, but that's my prediction. 3-1 win for the Reds. Next game is the third game of the weekend. It is Dungannon against Ballymena. Two teams in a relegation scrap. I think David Jeffrey's men will come out the winner in a 2-1 victory. I don't even know who's going to score. Can we just talk about? They've both had a bad start this season, drawn 2 each with Glenavon. A 2 each draw with Glenavon for Ballymena. It's an alright result, but if they want to push for top 6, they can't be drawn with teams like Glenavon. And then Dungannon getting smashed 5-1 by Crusaders at Seaview. It's going to be hard to bounce back from a defeat like that, but I think David Jeffrey's men will win 2-1. I don't know where it is at, but I can just see Ballymena coming out on top. Glenavon have an average squad, an average manager. They have a decent keeper, that's about it. But I think that's going to be a 2-1 Ballymena. Next game of the weekend is Glenavon against Larne. I think Glenavon are at home this game. Larne drawing the leads with Glens is a good result to be fair for Larne, because I don't rate Larne at all. I don't rate their squad. I don't rate their manager as well. Glenavon obviously on the end of the 2-2 draw with Ballymena. I think that's a better result for Glenavon than for Ballymena, but I'm going to go 1-0 Larne, and I think the score will be a goal lead bonus, but this could just be a boring match, a scrappy game. It could also end it could also end in a 0-0 draw. It could be one of them boring games. I just think Glenavon are a really average team, as I said earlier, but Lauren for me don't have a hope of getting Europe next season. But we'll talk about that in my predictions video next week. Coming up to the final games of the weekend, the last game on the Saturday is Portadown against Coleraine at Portadown. I think Coleraine, an unreal performance against Climble on Saturday. Made Climble look like they were Glenavon or Ballymena, but they played so well. The new player McLaughlin, class, Jamie Glacken, who I don't rate, was class. Brought a new keeper in as well. I don't know his name, but I always thought that their other keeper was good. I said 4-0. I think McLaughlin will get another 2. I think Glendon Keane will score a penalty, and I think I go McKendry as well. Portadown, they got smashed 4-0 by Linfield, but that is Linfield, to be fair. They're gonna beat most teams, so they'll not be that disappointed getting beat by them. But I can see this one just Coleraine absolutely battering them. There's not a chance Portadown have a chance. I just don't think Portadown have enough in the squad. They let a lot of players go in the window and that not really bring that many players in. It's going to be a rough season for them, but I'm going 4-0. Last game of the weekend, Linfield against Newry at Newry. Obviously Linfield in the week, drawn 2 each in Europe. It's great. That's a smashing result, but I will not talk about it because I don't like Linfield. I'm going to go 2-1 Linfield. I'm going to just take a minute to talk about that absolutely smasher from that midfielder from Newry. It was such a goal for me. It's already goal of the season. I don't care what has to come, it's already goal of the season. I think for Linfield, if he plays the proper team, it will be Cooper and Jimmy Gallagher, but I just think because they're in Europe, they're going to have a tough run. Not run, but their squad isn't big enough to play in Europe. It's not as big as some of the, obviously not huge teams like the Madrids and BSGs, but I mean teams like the Hearts, like teams not big in the Conference League, but you know will challenge you. If Linfield, I think Linfield will just about win this game as well. It's away, not at Windsor, but hopefully. I'm saying 2-1, but obviously I want Newry to win. It'll be a tough game for Newry as well. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'll give Linfield fans a bit of joy. It's great result on Thursday. I think Chris Jones was fought for the first goal. She never conceded that second goal as well, but if they're going to be playing Thursdays and Sundays, it's going to be tough because the players get tired, injuries happen. That's why there's going to be a big change in my predictions next week. So overall, I still think it'll be 2-1. 2-1 Linfield. I don't really know any Newry players, to be honest. It's going to be tough. It will be tough. Cheers for watching. If you can be bothered, it would be helpful if you could like and subscribe. I'll be bringing weekly vlogs for Climble games, home and away. I'll be going to Carrick tomorrow. Hopefully get the vlog out for Saturday night as well. Cheers for watching and look out for my midweek predictions. See you later.